Hi, this is Mary from the Daily Sew. Today I want to talk to you about nap. Not the sleeping kind, but the fabric kind. It's really important to be aware of what a nap is when buying fabric and when cutting out your pattern. And you may have seen this word on the back of a pattern and had an idea or had a little idea or had no idea what this means. So I'm going to explain what it is, how to identify it, and how to work with a nap. If you're ready, let's go. I'm going to demonstrate what a nap is on my friend here. When you rub your hand down the back of an animal, you go with the fur. And when you rub your hand up their back, you go against the fur. You push the fur up. Fabric nap acts the same way. The fabric nap refers to the raised surface or pile of a fabric. Fake fur is the best example. You can rub your hand in one direction and it looks one way, rub it in the other direction and it looks different. But that's actually no guarantee because this fake fur is a crushed fake fur and you can rub your hand in any direction and you cannot tell. So this one actually has no nap. Ultra suede and suede feels different in different directions even though it may not look so different. So to be safe, treat it as a material with a nap. So the pile on corduroy and velvets, you can easily see the difference. If I go up, if I go down, it's darker or lighter. This is the way the light is reflecting off of the fabric, depending on which way the pile is pushed. So most fabrics do not have a nap, but you can see why it's important to know if yours does or not. So give it a rub and test it out in the light. So fabric nap refers to the raised surface of a fabric, as in the fake fur. But many times the word nap is also used when we refer to one directional or one-way design fabric, making the word somewhat interchangeable or equal. The fabric itself does not have a feeling that goes in one direction like a nap, so really it isn't the same. But the word is used for both because the design, like a pile on the fake fur, goes in a single direction. All the heads at the top, all the feet at the bottom, it has an obvious direction. Now, not all prints are one directional, and some are very obviously so. So let's take a look at a few. So this one is obviously one directional or one way, as we talked about all the heads being at one way and all the feet in another, and they never go upside down. Right? There's the little feet. The fabric on the left is called multi-directional. As you can see, it's got all sorts of stuff going on, all different kinds of elements. And if you look closely, here's an example, this orangey red one with the point going down, and over here, the point is going up. It goes, the same exact shape goes in both directions. So it can't ever be upside down, right? And then this little gold shape, it's like leans toward the left, it leans towards the right. So this really does go up and down and left to right. It's very multi-directional. It has no nap. Now these fabrics look busy, very busy, but when you go to analyze your fabric, pick one motif. I picked this little heart here. I can see it here, here, here. It's all pointing in the same direction. Never does the heart go in the other direction. So I know it has a nap. This one, busier print, but when I look at these little leaves, I can see they're all pointed in the same direction. They all are pointing in the same direction. So we got multi-directional, and then we got a very obvious direction, and then we have a little more subtle, but still there, and then I kind of got one in the middle there, in between. So do pay attention, make sure your left side and your right side are not going in opposite directions when you make your garment. All right, let's take a look at something different. We've got check here, and you can see the squares in this check are all the same size, and they repeat consistently in both directions, both vertically there and horizontally. They go evenly. So this has no nap. I could cut this out in either direction. I might want to match the stripes, but it has no nap. So then I have this very asymmetrical plaid. The horizontal bands and the vertical bands do repeat consistently, but within the bands themselves, it does not repeat. It's very asymmetric. So that has a definite nap. It not only has a nap going left to right, but also up to down. Is that right? a fabric like this, you really want to be aware of these things when you go to purchase fabric so you have enough to make the garment. And how do you do that? If your fabric has a nap, how do you know how much fabric to buy? Will it be right on the back? No, not necessarily. So let's take a look at how that will be explained. So on the back of your patterns, usually under the type of fabric suggested, it'll say nap or without nap, or what you do if you have a nap. And this one has little asterisks, and you go up to the asterisks and you see, oh, it's 45 wide with nap, I'm gonna need 2 yards. This pattern actually is for both with nap, without nap, which is nice. So here's another pattern showing different garments, and so nice, very nice that they broke it down per garment, what kind of fabric you can use. And on 2 of these, the Burmese jacket, and not suitable for fabrics with nap or one-way prints. This means don't even think about it. Just go with a nice solid. You'll like it much better. It's not going to work for fabric with a nap or one-way print. Here's one that says, buy extra fabric to allow for stripe pattern matching, blah, blah, blah. Well, it doesn't tell you how much. You're going to have to guess. How much? Look at your pattern pieces, how many you have, and how big your print is, and then you can take a good guess from there. But look at those things. So this one says, use nap yardage and nap layout. So you don't have to guess, but you also want to make sure you find the nap layout instructions if your fabric has a nap. That's nice, you don't have to guess. Okay, and here's a pattern, nice pattern, and you're looking, you're all over, and there's no mention of nap. What? And you know you have to pay attention because a shirt, you don't want both sides, you want both sides going the same direction. So what you need to do in something like this is go ahead and open the pattern, and sometimes in the instructions you'll find the layout, the illustration that tells you how to lay out all the patterns. More and more lately I'm finding them printed on the pattern pieces themselves. And whoop, there it is. Okay. And you're going to look at the layout and see, are all the pattern pieces going in the same direction? Are all the shoulders facing one way and the hems the opposite way? If so, it means that the amount of fabric the pattern says you will need is for the fabric with a nap or without a nap. So if you ever come across a pattern that doesn't say, like this one, just make sure you check for an illustration. Okay, now we're going to cut out. First of all, you can decide on a one-way design fabric what direction you want to cut it out. What do you want to make the top? What do you want to make the bottom? And then when you get out your pattern pieces, you want to get the tops. This is the back shoulder seam, so that's the top of the garment. This is the back piece that goes into that yoke, so that's the top. And that is the front shoulder, so that's also the top. You want to make sure all the tops are going in one direction. Whether you pick it's going to the right or going to the left, that's fine, that's up to you. You're the designer here. But you just want to make sure they're all going in the same direction. Whichever direction that is, you just don't want to Tetris your pieces into the fabric if you have a nap fabric or a one-way design or one directional fabric. Just keep them all going the same way. Well, I hope you found that useful. Remember, a lot of the fabrics you work with will not have a one-directional design or a nap, but do check to see if yours does. Ideally before you buy the fabric, if you have something in mind for that particular fabric, but definitely before you cut anything out of the fabric. That way you'll make sure all your direction or all your pile is going in the same direction. So if you have any more questions about nap or one-directional design, please put them in the comments below and I'll be sure to reply. Thank you so much for watching. Happy sewing. Goodbye.